Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining me once again on this Reverse Recruitment 0% Growth LTC. We have another new guest joining us today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, yes, I'm Raisins. I stream Fire Emblem on Twitch. I was brought on today to talk about Radiant Dawn, Raisins, and Grapes, all three at once.
Wow, the triple package. We are truly blessed on this day.
That's right. I'm bringing you all of it. And especially, I'm bringing you a Master Crown on Haar. So I know you have in the description some stuff about Haar, but why Master Crown him now?
Yeah, so this is something you actually can do in 3-8 if you want, and it gives you a little bit more reliability. But in general, I try not to use resources unless I need to, or if there's no reason not to. So like you can complete 3-8 without promoted Haar, but here it helps meet a benchmark for killing an enemy toward the back.
Yeah, one particular enemy far in the back. So we ended up seeing it, and it's kind of a funny benchmark. We'll get into it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other enemy I think you have, well, not necessarily using a crown on, but with the Paragon is Gatrie. So I think you're trying to Paragon Gatrie up to level 10 right now, so he's a Master Crown candidate, I take it?
Yes, we are not trying to Master Crown any enemies, although Sure and I did have a funny conversation about that earlier. But yeah, at this point, like in the run, I had a free Paragon skill essentially, and I figured, okay, we're going to be using Gatrie to do some combat here. We're going to make a wall in that lower region, and I may as well maximize that experience gain in case I want to promote him later.
That makes sense, just planning ahead, keeping things flexible.
Yeah. At this point in time, I was thinking about candidates for promotion, like, would we need to promote Soren later on, or Kieran, or something like that? And it wasn't all set in stone, but I really try to make sure I don't have to replay chapters for things like that, if I can.
Yeah, I would imagine it kind of stinks to go back. So, but this is a nice way to do it because you just get him to 10. Paragon is not very competitive here, and it keeps your options open. Mm-hmm. But now we're here coming up on a pretty critical turn. So why don't you tell us all about this?
Yeah. So this positioning with Khalil and Marcia took me a while to figure out. Real quick, these two paladins always go for Sigrun because they're just coded to do that. For story reasons.
They always do it.
They always do it. You could put a Heron in front of them and they would ignore it.
So, 2 Herons, yeah, no.
Through 2 Scooby Snacks? No.
2 Scooby Snacks. A single 1 HP Ike?
Who knows? So we have a route map, and when you have a route map, of course, you want to kill the enemies, and our most effective way of doing that is generally with Khalil, because she has Resolve, she has Flare, she can do that. She sustains herself very well over combat, and she one-rounds everything with just L-Fire in this case. So she has the Provoke skill, and Marcia has Shade. So we want to direct as many enemies over there as possible. What Khalil doesn't do is one-round Swordmasters because of their speed stat. So we positioned Khalil just outside of the range of one of the Swordmasters, so that the other one would only be in range of Marcia, who does double them and kill them. And that way, we kind of maximize the efficiency of which enemies are going for which player units on that enemy phase.
So you give up a tile, but in doing so, you end up having a turn that kills all but 1 unit, as opposed to having a turn that kills all but 2. Well, I mean, these bishops are about to move as well, but you know, like the main idea is still there. And I guess that this tile is not so costly. You end up having enough room to move forward at the speed you want by the end of the map anyway.
Yeah, like the raw movement speed can get us there within like 2 or 3 turns toward that back right corner. But we do need to make sure we have also the action economy and the ability to actually kill things, not just move there.
Right, yeah, because it's a route map, and not only is it a route map, but there's also a bunch of enemies who don't move or don't attack, or at least they don't move or don't attack until a specific point. So I've looked ahead, and I see your plan is to get many units up to the top right, but at the moment, we need to kill as many Swordmasters as possible.
For sure. Yeah, freeing up the middle of the map really lets all the other units do their jobs well. It lets us move the Heron forward. It lets us carry the Heron forward and maximize the action economy there. And just in general, it's nice not to have to worry about a lot of combat in the middle of the map where there's a lot of open field and it's hard to control enemy movement.
I can imagine if there was still like, you know, another 3 soldiers and 1 Swordmaster there, this map would kind of suck, but you've done a pretty good job cleaning it up, I'm sure.
Thank you. Yeah, it would get complicated pretty fast. Thankfully, what's not complicated is how these green units behave here, because most of them try to follow Sigrun, but Sigrun tries to follow Oscar. And so if we simplify what Oscar's doing, then we can simplify what that entire army is doing, which not only makes things easy in terms of there's no risk of the green units dying, but also it's less time.
Yeah, for sure there's less stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. So Gatrie had to make sure to trade away the Horse Slayer over to Haar here, because we'll need it toward the top right of the map.
And we get one use of the layer now if we want, but you got a battle save before that, right?
The layer.
Yeah, the horse's layer.
The Horse's layer, yep. So of course I tried this and Haar missed the first time, so that's why you see the screen go dark and we reset.
Fair enough. Wait, really? I thought you were just that quick at loading games.
Oh yeah, it's a skill if you practice real hard.
For sure. And then there's also kind of this bottom group here. You know, we're talking about the middle and what Raphael's doing. Actually, let's not talk about the bottom group because you're doing actions up here. So you transform Raphael to unlock the four-way dance, as you said before, but also for another reason. So tell us about this Raphael transform.
Yeah, so earlier I didn't show Raphael's stats because you think, okay, it's a Heron, it doesn't matter, he dies to anything. Not entirely true. Bishops, like the ones around here, in this case, have around 24 attack, and a transformed Raphael has 22 res, which is actually like really respectable and enough to deter them from attacking him. So he can actually just sit there and be fine.
It's a lot smarter than me like transforming Raphael to get more heal after Lara dies, you know? Like
oh man. So this group, this formation here, none of these 5 enemies, including the one Ike just killed, will move. They do die to an impale, funny enough, but that was a 4-hit KO, and Nephany has enough time to get those 4 attacks over the course of this player phase and enemy phase, so it wasn't necessary to proc that impale, but it is nice.
Yeah, you get it anyway, right? Like, might as well.
Yeah, some of that's going to happen, you know. You don't want to rely on it, but yeah.
Yeah. But this is the part of the map where you really do need some action economy. Like, there's just 5 or 6 random nobodies down here, but unfortunately you need to bring, like, 4 people, because none of them move to attack you. You can't enemy face them.
Yeah, none of the enemies in the top right quadrant there. These paladins on the right side will move to attack us.
Oh, I was talking about the bottom center.
Oh, yeah, those two. Yeah, there are 2 bishops that just decide that their patch of land is the best patch of land on the whole field, and will stay there.
Well, to be fair, one of them has a purge tome, so he doesn't really need to move, but, you know.
True. It would be annoying if it did.
That'd be funny, though. Come on. Just bungas right at your right at your starting position. Yeah.
Yeah, or just running away.
Like, I'm pretty sure if he did move, he could, like, attack all of your starting squares from there.
Yeah, probably. Which honestly would be the worst thing in the world, because then we could probably just player phase him sooner.
Yeah, you could just dive on him. Like, it's actually kind of tricky that he's in the, like, forest of bishops. You know, it's harder to reach him, actually.
Yeah, not for Niluchi, though.
There you go. So for Khalil here, you gave her Resolve and Flare, and that's like the classic I'm not dying combo, right? Because it gives you tons of avoid, extra proc chance on your self-healing. Is there a real risk of Khalil dying here, or is it like pretty much safe?
Well, she fights enough enemies that like the nature of probability is such that she has a chance of death, as that one bishop does not attack and instead heals. So there's a chance of her dying. There was a chance of her like Flare killing one of the bishops last turn. She has neutral biorhythm, which means that, like, sure, she can die, but it's probably, like, a 1 in 10 or something like that, or maybe even lower.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, the combination of Resolve and Flare is really, really strong for self-hype ability.
That makes absolute sense. So, of course, these cav reinforcements, they do move.
Yes.
There's nobody really in range, though. Like, even, I assume you're about to move Mordecai out of the way here soon anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Mordecai actually doesn't move that far because his job is to shove Lethe into range of Smite later. But as long as we're near these paladins, we might as well take them out before they get the chance to do anything, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, might as well.
Yeah. Especially since the bow paladin on the right and the sword paladin above him just sit there, you know.
Menacingly.
Leisurely. Or both.
Oh, they're just chilling. Sorry, for a moment there, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw you bring an Aina to this bottom corner, I was like, "Does Red Pool increase your item find chance?" Like,
what?
if you get plus skill from the Red Pool, can that increase like your chance of finding an item?
I've never thought about that, but presumably yes.
Presumably, I don't know.
Maybe. That's a great...
I was like, man, he really wants an extra 5% on that coin, doesn't he? Like,
is there a coin there? I didn't even check.
it's somewhere tucked away in like the bottom right.
Okay.
Of the trees. But at first I thought that's what you were going for. I'm like, he's miles ahead of anyone in the community right now.
No, I'm actually not using any coins. But that wow, that's a thought process. Okay, I'm still recovering from that.
All right. So here we're setting up. So it looks like the units that we're able to bring to the top right are Khalil, Haar, Marcia, and these other two calves. I can't remember their name. They're blue and red though.
Yeah. Blue and red. We'll go with that.
There you go. Makes sense. But it looks like you're able to bring all 5 of those people, and this is kind of what you were speaking about before, having the action economy. So why don't you explain, like, what are going to be the issues as you get up there with the action economy that you're having to solve with this many units?
Okay, so it's a route map. We obviously want to kill things. In this case, the things that we want to kill are going to move towards us, which is a bit of a blessing and a bit of a curse. It means we can get close without interference, but it also means we need to go to them and get within the ranges to attack or do things on enemy phase. So that's like the main objective of this turn, is getting everyone close enough and whittling down the enemy count enough that our final turn of action economy we can like do all the combat we need to do to kill everything, because we have like the stats on a couple of units to just kill all kinds of stuff. We have the horse slayers, and we have the stuns in this case, which this is totally unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah, because that wyvern will not move yet.
But I can see there's like 11 enemies up here who don't move. So.
Right. So we've got our work cut out for us. Thankfully, like, because of the fact that the Horse Slayer exists, some of our less prominent combat units, like Gatrie and Haar, can really shine here. Because the action economy they provide. Yeah, it's great.
You have 2 copies of Horse's Lair, right? Or
I do.
Okay, and they're both up here in the top right now? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because one's on Marcia, because he was using it in the first turn. The other one is currently on Haar, because he had to kill that one-off enemy.
Well, there's another one coming up here, I imagine, so...
Yep, he's got a job to do there. Let's go, Neolucci.
Taking him out. Didn't he know he could attack from 2 range? No, I'm kidding.
Someone should tell him.
So should let him know. Read it up on Serenez Forest.
So we have 2 more reinforcements here. They're not really any big deal at all. We just kind of delete them and be done with it.
I mean, to be fair, if these units are spare, then yeah, you might as well have them down here.
Yeah.
Taking care of business.
Yeah, it's always nice when you can allocate the lower movement units to lower movement jobs, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait, Neolucci's a lower movement unit? I'm kidding. He just didn't get dance. You're not showing him love.
Yeah, Neolucci needs a turn to like transform to start.
Ah, fair enough. That is a bit of a setback.
It is, but like you can see even like Laguz units can still move a decent ways and do things like shove, which is pretty handy. Makalov is trying to find a purpose in life. He heard about a coin over here. I think he's looking in the wrong spot, but he's trying his best.
That's what it is. So even you, who didn't know about the coin, you channeled your inner Makalov, knew that there was something down there.
I don't like that. I don't like having inner Makalov.
Oh no!
Yeah,
oh,
so,
you left him at 1, so.
Yeah, there's the benchmark, which apparently is a roll, stat roll.
Oh no!
Yeah, the paladin rolled high on HP, and I'm like, what do we do now?
What do we do? I mean, you end up kind of figuring it out here, right? So it's just a lot of trading the Horse's Lair around.
Yeah, thankfully, like the guys still don't move, and so there's still going to be an enemy phase we can use to take advantage of the fact that he will attack us, right? And we're counting out the tiles to make sure we don't mess this up so that we can have Raphael dance for as many people as possible. There could be a wyvern there, I think, and in that case, Kieran could kill him, but he doesn't to demonstrate that part of the plan, I think. That's like, it's been a while since I looked at this footage. I think that's what he does.
Yeah, that's right. Just to demonstrate, hey, even if I failed to kill this guy here,
yeah,
I still would have been able to. But I feel like Marcia has like a pretty reliable kill with that forged sword, right? So
yeah,
I can't imagine there being anything wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, she 3 KOs the guy with a popsicle, and like the only reason Kieran might have to do something there is if that wyvern didn't attack on enemy phase. which maybe he doesn't. Someone let me know.
Maybe back in some testing, you ran into some weird line.
Maybe.
I know that sometimes happens, at least whenever I was doing like LTC or draft races, where like some weird thing would happen. And then I would like change my entire strategy around it. Even like many weeks or months later, and like I'd completely forgotten why, but I'm doing this one weird thing.
Right, we must handle the edge case. Yeah. So Sergey is a boss with actually pretty impressive stats, but Marcia doesn't care.
She has a Horse's Lair.
Yeah, Horse's Slayer doubles the boss. Good night.
I mean, to be fair, if he was the one attacking her with the effective weaponry, I'm sure we would. I'm
Also,
sure we would
good
get
night.
a demonstration.
Yep.
Oh, good night. Yeah.
Okay, and then Khalil is here to wrap up the job against these generals.
It's just 3, and she needs the Forge Fire to do that, right?
Yes, she needs a forged weapon of some kind. The fire is definitely the strongest. Okay, and that's 310 in 4 turns.
Good clear, good clear.
Thank you.
Imagine if she got hit there, bro.
Yeah, that would have been just what a sour note to cap it off.
Like, come on, guys.
Well, I had a lot of fun. Maybe if you're open to another one of these, could do something again sometime.
Absolutely, let me know. And it was good to be on YouTube.
Cool.
To say hello to your audience.
Yeah. All right. Join me next time, everyone, for some fun tactics on everyone's favorite bridge. Take care, everyone.